Testes, testes, 1, 2. Turning itself on. Testes, testes, 1, 2.
See it on here anyway.
Good evening, everyone, and welcome to the Mozzies trial. We've got the Possibles versus the Probables. The NTRU have done well today. They've coupled us with 2 sets of orange jerseys. So to tell them apart will be impossible, but we'll see how we go. Joining us this afternoon is Dwight Shepherd, myself, Shane Crowley.
Yeah, welcome everyone here this evening. It's a fantastic night for rugby in the Territory. Beautiful smoke haze filling the screen. Lovely cool night as the wind comes in.
As per every week, if anyone's upset with any of the commentary, feel free to bag us out on Facebook. We always welcome any feedback.
We're lining up this evening for the Possibles, who will be running, looks to be so far from left to right, will be number 1 Jack Rutherford, 2 Rowan Leach, 3 Matt Morris, 4 Wise Sekatoa, 5 Ben Parks, 6 Daniel Jarman, 7 Jai Snowden, number 8 Tahu Nikora, 9 Ryan McMurray, yep, got that one. And 10 will be Zach Phillips.
Zach Phillips, he's not injured this week.
No, not this week.
Oh, there we go.
He's done well. Those hemis have held up for at least 1 week. And Zach Phillips this evening will be carrying the big C next to his name. So, yeah, that extra weight of burden may play into some injury havoc for poor Zach.
Yep.
Carrying on, we've got number 11 is Samika Sala, 12 Drew Tobin, 13 Rappo. Fantastic name, single name. And number 14 is Sivio Senecalcava. And number 15, Nigel Marr.
All right, and we'll go through the probables pretty quickly before kick-off. Number 1, Mark Gillum. Number 2, Josh Phillips. Number 3, Chris Whitty. Number 4, Dennis Broughton. Number 5, Tane Whakalalofa. Number 6, Ryan Oakley. Number 7, Tim Yee. Number 8, Johnny Vakaslugu. Number 9, Wesson Second. Thanks for giving me all the Fijians.
You're welcome, mate.
Number 10, Robbie Butcher. Number 11, Dave Taylor. 12 is Vinnie Mann. 13 is Puasa. 14 is Mitch. And 15 is Bryden Cunningham. And off goes the kickoff with Robbie Butcher. Nice kickoff into the zone. Well taken by Wise Sekatoa. I think we'll be seeing a bit of running rugby today. Not much kicking, obviously, in these trial matches.
No, certainly no kicking. Wise at his running best. Ball in one hand.
Good defensive pressure there by the Probables, coming up nice and quick, getting in front of the advantage line, making it hard for the Possibles to break through the gaps there. Coming up to phase 6, some pretty good phase play for a trial match on song.
Yeah, fantastic. Just not going forward. Is lacking that punch through the line here. Nice little snipe there from Ryan McMurray onto Mike Casala, who...
Good second up defence there by Dave Taylor. Gave away a fair bit of size, but held strong against him.
He's like a leech. Once he gets hold, he doesn't let go.
I think he's definitely at his best year this year. He's very deserving of a Mosquitoes cap there.
Throughout the course of the evening, we'll be pulling in some expert commentary from James DeDassel, the president of South Darwin Club, and his expertise will be warranted here as the Mozzies manager for the season. He shed some good insight on the boys and what they're going to be getting up to throughout the course of this repertoire in the coming months.
Oh, good angle there. Looking forward to this number 10 battle between Butcher and Zach there. I think it's going to be a really tough battle between the two. Not sure who's going to come out in front. It's really going to make or break who's going to be the number 10 for the first game, I think.
Two very differing styles between Butcher and Zach. Butcher's a very attacking number 10, takes the ball to the line, very sharp and agile on his feet, whereas Zach's a very good defensive number 10 and likes to play to his structures.
And can really set up a game too with his kicking game.
Both of them have fantastic boot. Zach probably wins out on that one, I think, overall distance.
Now the game tonight will be played in quarters, which I think Jack Rutherford's going to be enjoying because he's going to have plenty of breaks. Doesn't like playing too much more than 10 minutes at a time, 10 metres at a time.
Yes, if they're anything like me, the off-season has hit them hard very quickly. Some of the astute viewers among us may have noticed that we have quite a few too many lines on the rugby field at the moment. That's because the NTRU have...
an intercept! Nigel using his age, experience, and lack of speed to go back to the middle.
To pretty much get tackled where he caught the intercept. It's a rare talent.
Oh, lovely ball by Drew Tobin there to get on the outside. And we've got a young fella running really well. And, he should have given it, but that's okay. He's taken it to ground.
Oh, here we go. First penalty of this evening.
Bit of a high tackle there. Just caught him a little bit high on the step on the inside. Wrong-footed.
This will be a good test of everyone's line-outs here this evening. And early work out of the combinations everyone's formed in the
I think the biggest test is going to be there's no 5 and 15 metre lines. There's now 10 and 20 metre lines. So it'd be interesting to see if Milky can get it on the right angle there with the extra distance.
Will be slightly difficult. As I was saying there before.
Trying to teach forwards to do the different lines, this is going to take a while.
That's right. Not the lines that they're used to. Now the line-out's been won by the possible team.
Oh, a bit of a wayward pass there by Zach.
Beware of the bouncing ball.
Good work by Nigel. Take it back into his support.
Oh. Nice strong run for the 24 there. Not sure who 24 is. We haven't been given a list of reserves jerseys for this evening's match. That was Rappo. So Rappo is playing in 24, not 13.
Yeah, he'd been doing it all day there.
Daniel Jarman loves to hold on to the balls a little bit longer than most.
Which is a wonder because he's certainly a man who likes to bat overs.
Certainly does bat
some
overs.
Some have, akin him to Donald Bradman.
His average is very good, but a man with that sort of average does have to hang on to some balls left, right.
Yeah, certainly.
At some stage.
All right, let's see if Milky is straight here. He is.
Well, his throw was.
Oh. There's a gaps out wide, right, where this ball's gone to ground. Picked up by Ribo. Wasser's gotten rid of it. A wayward kick, but I think it's going to come away not bad. Yeah, he's gotten out of danger there pretty well.
It's an interesting option out of danger, especially in a scratch match.
Fairly fortuitous for the bounce, but probably they need to run there. I think they had the gap out wide on the right. Use the hands, try and hit it out wide and see what they could do.
Davey Taylor caught out of position there at halfback. Sort of threw that first ball out of the ruck a little bit too hard there. It caused the pressure to be put on the probable team.
There's a few errors coming into play with the line-outs. Obviously, guys that haven't played together, new combinations, can't quite get the timing right. It's to be expected at these trials, but I think Coach Joe Abbott there will just be looking to make sure the throws are right. The jumpers are getting up there nice and high, and they can work on the combinations as the weeks come before the Australian Rugby Shield.
There will be a lot of new combinations to come in. Not only have we teams from the 6 clubs, Darwin clubs, we also got representatives from Catherine and Alice Springs, I do believe, have made the trip up. Lovely ball from Robert Butcher to David Taylor. Unfortunately, couldn't take it, Davey. He's lost a few metres there. There's Vinny at his preferred number 9 position.
Oh, probably should have given it there. They had the numbers out in the blind. But he's taken it in. Recycle. Should look to hit 1 or 2 up in close, and then they're going to look to go wide, but unfortunately a wayward pass again.
It's an interesting tactic there from the Possibles player. They can't run without a head, though.
It's just really smart.
It is. Playing advantage
Smart
for a high
school
tackle.
There's a fair bit of chat happening in the Possible scene there, which is good to see. Obviously, as we've been mentioning with the new combinations, but as long as they can get a bit of talk going, it tends to make it a bit easier out in the field.
Certainly looked the most cohesive so far, and sticking to the structures that they've set. The Probables team have had a few issues getting ball out of the rucks, and the halfbacks sort of getting caught out of position from time to time. There's 3 or 4 different halfbacks I've seen so far on the Probable side.
Yeah, he's just been sucked into a couple of the rucks there, which I think he's just got to try and stay out, stick to his job, get into the number 9 position. Good little trick play there. Not straight.
Surprise, surprise.
Who would have thought?
But this will bring on the first scrum of the evening. This will be a good tester for the front rows especially. And some combinations that Joe Albert will keenly have his eye on this evening.
We're not going to let the truth get in the way of a good story. We'll call it the first scrum.
It's the first one I've noticed.
That's a beautiful Darwin scrum just there.
Doesn't get much better as a back.
As a back, I love these plays. The amount of minutes that are spent on these beautiful scrums. if only they could get it right. You know, it's an easy facet of the play. Like, surely there's not much to it.
It is. And they enjoy it so much that I take great pleasure in dropping the ball just so they can do it again. It was a solid scrum from the Possibles team there, one.
Yeah, good tackle there by Butcher on Micah. Had to be made. He was in the clear. Oh, it was Vinny, sorry. Vinny man.
It was a good steal there from Robert Butcher. And it's stolen back again
Yeah,
by Jai
fine.
Snowden.
That was really well done. Nice work by Jai. And re-stolen again. Security of the ball. Terrific so far.
Perfect, isn't it? A couple of fantastic battles in and around the rucks.
Well done. They knew the rules there. More was called. Just had to stay in tight and collapse the maul and turn over the ball. And looks like we've got Bobby Nurse watching on the live feed. Thanks for your commentary, mate. I appreciate the positive talk there, that you think we're really talking some great business, and Fox Sports would be looking at bringing us on board, I think.
Oh, no doubt. If they want to get in touch with us, they just contact Cougars Rugby, and both Shane and myself are willing and able to do any of the Fox Sports commentary. Any code. Doesn't have to be rugby.
Some of the curling games that we've done have been terrific.
Fantastic. Very tight in defence in the Probables team here this evening. I've got a feeling that Zach will try and put the Possibles team on the outside there of Pawasa. One pass, he's outside. Some good defence.
Yeah, the Probables are really rushing up quite well in defence, which I know is a tactic that Joe likes to instill in defensive sides, and I think it's working really well on Super Rugby sides. You look at the New Zealand sides, they do really work hard in defence and getting off the line.
Did you see that step from the prop? That was unreal. He made at least 2 foot inside. That was brilliant. Wasn't even just a head wobble. Probably starting to make some metres now. Let's see if Daniel Jarman can release these balls. He's done well, recycled well. Very enterprising run down the left-hand side of the field there for the Possibles team. Just put a foot out on the far touchline there this evening. We're seeing a lot more expansive attack from the Possibles team than we are the Probables so far.
Yeah, I think so. I just don't think the Probables quite have the attack. They're not looking up. They're not looking out wide at the moment. The Possibles have obviously looked, but with Zach, he likes to play that expansive game, like we mentioned. So they've looked to go on wide early. With Drew Tobin out there too, you know you've got a safe bet. If anything does go, ball goes to ground or anything goes a bit skew, if you know he's going to make those 10 metres and get on the advantage line, and you're going to be on the front foot. So if they can look to release Micah with a bit of space out wide, I think that's what they're going to be looking to do. See how they go.
Yeah, certainly the size on the side of the Possibles team in the outside backs for sure.
There's a bit of space out here if they can use it. Once again, they've just held in that last pass.
2 men overlap and chose not to pass it. Well, no half. It'll be interesting to see if we have a pick and drive here. Vinny finds himself in at halfback.
Yeah, it was a good option. There wasn't much going on. Forwards were out of the play. Good step by Nigel Maher. He's gotten now.
He's done well to stay in.
Really well done. Given his attack time to get there and help out, and good counter-arcing. If your arm's out that way, Frosty, you generally got to make the call.
I think he... What's it?
There we go. Got there eventually.
Yeah, some encouragement there from the Possibles team just to remind him which arm he had out. But it's fantastic of the referees to join us this evening. Midweek game on a Thursday night of a long weekend here in Darwin.
Certainly is. To take time out of their day just to do it. I mean, love them or hate them, and we generally do love to give them a bit of a ribbing, but without referees we wouldn't have the game.
That's right. They've done a fantastic job this season, I feel, and it'll be fantastic moving forward. We've got some great up-and-coming young talent that have been reffing our juniors and hope to see them step into the senior ranks in the coming years. And
that is one thing NTO have done well, is look to bring a lot of the younger kids through that want to do refereeing and help them through that pathway. There's the NTIS pathway for the referees, so there's a lot there to help them out and try and get them in amongst the game, because once again, without them we can't play.
That's right.
Probably wasn't the right ball there. Jai just overrun it. Once again, we can see those Probables. The forwards just aren't quite getting into their pods early enough, not setting, not hitting the line at a bit of speed. Once again, flat-footed, which is making it hard for the third or fourth phase to get on the outside. That's
right. There's a little bit of confusion. Robbie Butcher needs to step up and just be the calm, level head here behind the ruck, and we see him going in over that ruck. So it's not much use to the team there.
Good line there by Milky. It's a hard line, an unforgiving line. You know you're going to generally get belted, but he's done really well there. Vinny on the outside, good step, great step.
Lovely run, great attacking play.
He's holding up and released it as well. Well done.
It's the best attacking run we've seen from the Probables this evening. And when they've retained the ball, they've spoke too soon.
Drew's open. I think he's gone the wrong way there. They had
still an
overlap over on the left, which is still on. If Zach can release it early.
You go wide, one long pass.
Good
he
option.
Goes himself.
Yeah,
great run.
Fend. Back on the inside. Gives it a Jai. Draws him in. Just couldn't quite get that ball.
Rappo.
Nice work there by Rappo.
Lovely step inside. Beats a fullback for the first try of the evening.
Amazing. It's still 80 minutes. And that'll be quarter time. So we've got the Possibles 5-0 over the Probables. And we'll look to bring in Senior Jimmy for a bit of an analysis for the quarter time. So Jimmy, give us your expert commentary there. What's your analysis? Where do you think the sides could improve? Where do you think they're doing well?
It's not too expert. Look, it's a good physical start to the game. Bit of structure early on. I think it got a little bit loose towards the end of that quarter. I think if the guys can look to maybe shift the ball, use the width, which they sort of did in patches there. Obviously, a lot of these guys haven't played together. Probably only trained together now for a couple of weeks. But look, it looks good. Just talking to Joe and considering what's going to happen next week, I think a busload of Catherine boys coming up. And a few
I think that is terrific to get those rural guys in. I know previously, playing in the Mozzies 10, 15 years ago, the Catherine and Alice imports and the boys from Alangula, they were some really great imports to bring in, part of the squad.
For sure. I know Reece Mulholland will be over as well next week from Gove, and I think Toby George is leading the charge in Catherine. I think I think he was captain of the Mozzies maybe last year or the year before.
Yeah.
So
2 years ago, I think it was.
and then a few boys out of Alice. It's Joe and the selection crew are going to have a tough job. It's good. I like to see these midweek trial games.
I think it's great for the club, great for the Mosquitoes, especially coming into what will be a very tough competition. But I think there is a lot of games there that we can really take it to them. I think, if we can build that basis and build this core and try and keep this battle going, not just for this year, but a lot of everything we've been doing this year has been focusing on 2, 3, 4, 5 years to try and get things right in the way we do things in the NT Rugby.
Yeah, fight for the jersey, not just turn up and expect to walk into one. And you got a lot of these guys from all clubs playing league at the moment, which is good for fitness. But it's a Thursday night and they're out here doing this rather than being at league training. I think it's great. And everyone wants to represent the NT, and that sort of want has probably been missing for a while because the 15s really haven't had a platform to show their wares, bar a couple of games against Townsville, which is great. But the 7s have that platform with the Nationals, and the 15s are looking for that. So I think this Adelaide Minor States Championship would be good. Those teams down there will be tough. New South Wales country, Queensland country, and the likes. And I think this is a good start to the rep season. I think it's one of the benefits of starting early and finishing in June. The boys can have a couple of weeks rest and then focus on the rep footy and not worry about competition games on the weekend. I think it's a really good move by NTRU that they've trialled that this year, and I hope they do it again next year.
So far, I've only heard. I've done a lot of talking to a lot of the clubs around. I've only heard good things so far, especially guys that are, like you said, they're resting now. They've got a couple of weeks to rest before the representative season. There's guys that are out there playing league, playing a different sport, getting new skills into their game, improving their defence, things like that. I think it can only be a bonus when they bring it back to the sport and can improve it there. So. Yeah, we can only hope the NT Rugby does hold to the season, and hopefully NT Rugby League can have a think. I know they're a bit of a debacle at the moment, reading things through the paper, but if they can work with the NT Rugby and the two codes can work together as opposed to trying to go against each other, and you can have a lot of guys playing that crossover.
You can have
when you're younger. Obviously, as you get older, it's a bit harder, but a lot of the younger guys love playing both.
Definitely, you can have two different codes with strong competitions, and that's from juniors right through to the seniors and women's as well. And it's good to see the kids and the women running around. The guys will always get a game, but especially in union, the women struggle to get that competitive game each week. Usually they're playing the same team week in and week out. So I agree. It only takes a little bit of tinkering, a week here or a week there, and
I think that's definitely the next growth factor for the NT Rugby is the women's. Women's rugby union is just going in leaps and bounds. You
should see Cougars with a team next year, mate.
Well, we have been pushing. Unfortunately, South stole them all. But we're still pushing. I think once again that's where the two codes can work together, because there is a lot of women love playing the rugby league. I think there's a lot of pathways for the women in the rugby union with the 7s and 15s. There's so many pathways for the girls where they can go further. So
the Super Women's now, the Aon 7 series. Who knows? Charles Darwin University might have a team in the next 2 or 3 years. It's not out of the realms of possibility. And the Wallaroos, they're playing the first
it's a two-match
Bledisloe, before the men's Bledisloe. So that's fantastic. They're going to get great exposure, TV time, air time, social media time. So.
And going back to the pathways here with the Mosquitoes, I think it's obviously where the rugby union, NT Rugby's been missing a bit over the last few years is that under-18s, and I think a lot of the young kids, they either find other activities to do, or the really good players do go interstate. So I think having this as a pathway really does help to keep those kids in playing. They know they've got that pathway to Mosquitoes or junior Mosquitoes or
that's it.
NTIS pathways where they can really sort of hone their skills and move forward from there. I think it'll help to build that under-18s competition
Definitely.
and then working into a lot of those kids coming into seniors.
You know, look, there's a young kid out there now from Dragons, Caleb Nicky, you know, and that's what he needs. He doesn't need to come from under 17s and then go and play B grade and pick up all those bad habits that we do, running around in B grade. And the Dragons have done the right thing and given him the opportunity in A grade where he's under the right coaching and playing around the right skilled players. And his game is just, it's
absolutely
gone ahead and leaps and bounds this year. You just watch him on the live stream and watch him at the grounds. And I don't know what young Caleb's doing next year, but he's a perfect example of that.
100%.
That pathway and where it is. The boys are about to get back into the second quarter. Hand back over to young Shep.
Thank you for that expert commentary, Jimmy. Appreciate it.
No swearing there. I hope the NTRU referees were noting that. We haven't bagged them tonight.
No. We did once. But
Shep,
that wasn't Frosty's fault. It was okay. He redeemed himself. Looks like the better Crowley's just come on the field on the wing for the Probables there with the headgear. Obviously a much better Crowley than that other guy.
Much better Crowley. Trey Crowley's on the wing, young Cougars junior. Made his way through to seniors this year, outstanding year.
I'm just having a look at this.
And we also got another junior, Darwin Dragons, Caleb Nicky on the wing for the Possibles team.
Yeah, we're just talking about him. You know, it's good with the pathways to get a kid like him who has come through to A grade.
Oh, yawning gap.
But to have the pathways for him to come through into the seniors this year and playing A grade and just carving A grade, really.
Making it look easy. It's a bit hard on us old fellas when we watch young fellas run around like that and just do it so easy, don't even break a sweat.
You wish you could be 18 again and have the speed, skill, fitness, hunger,
so many
beer gelly.
So many things about 18 I'd love to do again.
Just looking on Facebook Live here, we've got Samaika Salah is watching Facebook Live, but is meant to be on the field on the wing. Actually, no, he's just been subbed. He's watching on the bench.
He's watching on the bench. Oh. Shout out there to Micah.
Yeah.
You done well, mate, in that first quarter. You didn't drop the ball any more than twice. But a big shout out to those who are watching on Facebook this evening, and we'll plug a bit of the Mozzies 15s campaign site. There's a supporter page that the Mozzies have got going this year, and it's the Mozzies 15s campaign is the name of it. So jump on and search it. You'll see the boys throughout their trainings. There'll be player probes and watch their journey right the way through to the minor state championship in the next few months. So.
Very good. Some good face play happening. And as I say that, ball goes to ground, but give it wide. There's some space here. Good tackle by Nigel.
Good defence there,
Great
Nigel
defence,
and Caleb.
Caleb Nicky coming in and helping, but there was some good expansive play there by the Probables, but set up by the phase play. The forwards actually working forward, getting in tight around those rucks and setting the phase play, sucking in the players to open up out in the width, which is what they've been lacking earlier on.
Running in those pods is key to maintaining that ball and being effective in and around the rucks. Zach hasn't made touch there in the exit.
Good tackle by Caleb Nicky there, brought him down.
Once again, a halfback getting pulled into the ruck.
Some good ball handling there by the Probables until he's given it to his teammate Tane. Thought that Ryan was still playing with him.
Oh, let it go, let it go. Oh, good tackle.
Good tackle on Shawnee.
And
the second up.
Very well done there with the Possibles. Rapo. Yeah. Oh, Nice run there from Robbie Butcher. A couple of men unmarked on his outside, sorry. Chose to take it himself.
I'll shoot you some pictures when head over to ground. Oh, mate, awesome. Yeah. Cheers, man.
You got a penalty there from incorrect entry into the ruck. There's a good attacking position here for the Probables. Line out on the 10 metre line, heading in.
Oh,
Another short move.
They did the trick play earlier.
No 5 metre line to get caught out on. Smart, really.
Smart, really, yeah. Play to your advantage.
Very strong run there.
I just think they need that one more forward pod.
Oh, great run there.
Milky.
Oh, well done, Josh Phillips. It's first points there for the Probables team. We'll just see if we can get the replay going here, that one. As you can see here on the replay, there's a nice inline there from Josh Phillips and attacked in and behind the ruck.
Good first up tackle, but just the inside tackle didn't come through.
No, pillar post not saying stable on the Probables, on the Possibles ruck there. Sorry, something they could certainly improve moving forward.
Especially as they go down to those bigger teams down south. It's that pillar position that's just the key position, because a lot of those teams love running in on that inline, and if you're lazy on that pillar position, they're just going to carve you up for metres, and they're just going to have front foot ball all day.
Absolutely crucial. I played in Sydney for 4 years, and we love the little Gregan ball from 9 out, and as a fullback I'd just slip straight past the pillar and post, and the amount of times that we'd make a break or score from those was fantastic.
You couldn't slip through anything nowadays, but you couldn't even go sideways. You're wide either way.
Mate, Dad's bod's where it's at these days. It's sort of
there is a bit of good news.
Hey.
Oh, Jack Rutherford getting the scraps as he does on a weekend.
Every weeknight too, I do believe. Given his size, he doesn't miss any scraps.
He's laying down as always.
Oh. It was a solid hit after the ball was passed.
We'll probably hear about that later from Benji.
We will. Most definitely we will hear about that. He won't tell the fact that the ball went 5 metres forward, but
no.
But just how he took that hit so well. I was speaking with Joe Albert, the Mozzies coach, in the quarter time, and he was saying they've had fantastic numbers down the training. We had 44 players.
You were talking with Jimmy earlier. It's great to see the people. They're not just coming here going, I expect I'm going to be in that spot. You've really got to earn your spot.
That's right, and the fitness training they're putting themselves through, and in with the new sponsorship deals and arrangements with Evolve Fitness, and really improving, I suppose, the standard of territory rugby, not only just for the 15 or 23 Mozzies players, but the overall standard of the comp.
100%. And a lot of these boys, the key is they'll improve their skills, improve their fitness, improve their hunger, and they take it back to the club level come next year, and the whole club level improves as well. So it's something that's been lacking, is that mosquitoes level.
That's right.
For a few years, and I think it's only going to improve competition going forward.
It's also good to see they've pulled on through the junior Mozzies, the 12s, 14s, 16s into the seniors Mozzies comp, and we've had some. If you jump on the Mozzies Facebook page, and there's a couple of player probes of a couple of the 16s that went away recently that are that are now training and doing all their stuff with the seniors, and that's the pathways we haven't seen for a long time. It's been rare to see the likes of Caleb, Nicky, and Trey Crowley step through in their first season in seniors into the Mozzies
the
squads.
last 2 to 3 years, there has been a big lack in the 18s coming through. Obviously, we've only got Caleb and really Trey and a couple other young kids that have come through this year, but there hasn't been that emphasis like it was 5-6 years ago, where you did have, your Jarman Ryan McMurrays, where you had, 3 or 4, 5 from each club that were coming through from that 18s grade. I think that's a section where Swamp Dogs really got to focus, because they've got such a great junior base out there. I think they're just going to try and hold it. It's really hard to, distract the boys away from girls, alcohol events and get them into rugby. But once they're in the culture and they're getting nude, they enjoy it.
No, that's right. No. There's plenty of girls, plenty of booze in and around rugby. So it's all the stuff that we want to promote and get the young fellas in and the young families in too. It's a wholesome club atmosphere right throughout every club, and as you say, Swamp Dogs have got a huge junior base out there, and it was great to see they had a fantastic run into the finals with their juniors this year.
100%. They're in the grand final for every junior team. It's an outstanding feat for a club to be able to get every junior team into the grand final. So if they can just hold on to a couple of them, they'll be really looking well. Shawnee Warhope on the front foot there.
Very strong run.
Very hard to stop her from 5 metres out.
Slow ball.
Yeah, great ball there.
Good vision.
Great vision, great ball, just perfect.
Let's watch that again. You can see here the run from Shawnee Walkup.
Brings in 3 or 4 players. Here we got 5 guys in there around the ruck. Not enough players have looked out wide. People focusing in close. Butcher's seen it. Seeing whoever was on the outside came in hard. Nigel came in hard, trying to shut it down, and well spotted by Robbie Butcher.
It was good phase play there from the Probables team. Held onto the ball and eked out a few penalties.
Right, after that try, we got Micah Salah here. How's it feeling out there in the first quarter, mate?
It's pretty tough, pretty good. Everyone's having a crack, really, yeah.
How are the combinations working? Boys starting to come together pretty well?
Yeah, pretty good. I mean, the boys only been together for a couple of days and 2 weeks, so it is a trial game, but it is coming pretty good, yeah.
And we hear the training's been really good, having good numbers, and the boys been doing some unusual training at the Evolve Fitness and a few other areas. Obviously, boys such as yourself, pretty fit already, but they've been doing pretty well out there.
Yeah, of course, mate. It's pretty good to do a bit of extra work outside of the rugby field. So like Joe is pushing hard for the boys to go down and do something different. So benefit the boys, and it is a tough tournament coming up, so it'll be good to get the extra work in.
And we've been talking about players playing rugby league and a few other areas in the off season. Obviously yourself, you've been playing a couple of games for the mighty Nightcliff Dragons. How are you finding just playing a different game, getting a new skill set?
Look, I spent a couple of years playing league as well, so I think it's good to go back there and have a crack again.
Good to put on a few Maori side steps and get a bit of running going.
It was pretty good. Obviously, a great bunch of guys down there as well. So, yeah, pretty good.
Awesome. Well, thanks very much for your time. And you're not getting back out on the field after, or you might play the last quarter?
I've been sick the last couple of days, so I'll give it a miss till next week, I reckon.
Very good.
There we go.
Thanks very much, mate.
All good, thank you. Just don't get sick.
Whilst we gave them a bit of crap earlier, these scrums have actually been not too bad so far. They're, this one's a bit high, and one loss against Feed. So it was good commentator's curse there.
Probables had a fantastic couple of scrums. They've driven forward like they have here now twice. Had some great front foot ball off their scrum. Starting to hear a lot more talk from Robert Butcher now, which is really starting to drive these Probables team around the field.
Robbie Butcher's done well to get a trial game from Pirates B grade, hasn't he?
He's done very well from Pirates B grade there, James the Dussel. He's
South Darwin Rugby League.
We did see he was a major import there. I'd love to see what the signing fee is for him. It would have been a few dollars there from the South Darwin Rugby League, I'd imagine. Get a big guy like that. After the big debacle of Stefano and Mbelli between the Northern Sharks and South, so it was good that they could get that one cleared up.
Debacle is a good word.
Funny sport league. They do love switching and swatching teams all over the place, whereas rugby union, you tend to stick with your one team pretty much the whole time, don't you?
The rugby league, yeah.
Very,
There's
very
no
hard
loyalty,
to
no loyalty in rugby league,
There
mate.
isn't, is there?
Except for Nathan Hindmarsh.
The best flopper in the game. He didn't mind making tackles too. Good to see Johnny Tuionu down here as well, the mighty Dark Shark, stalwart of the Casuarina Cougars, Stray Cats, NT Rugby as a whole. Good to see him in amongst. I think he's going to be doing some management work within the Mozzies as well to help out.
It is fantastic to see Johnny down and around the club again.
His only request was, where's my $20, you bastard? So, pretty cheap labour, really.
Mate, inflation, it's 50 these days.
$50.
50. That's a good question, James Adassel. Where is Bobby Nurse? The fearless leader of both Casuarina and the Mozzies. He is watching this evening, but not sure where he is. He may be injured.
I believe Bobby Nurse is still just trying to learn how to count to three after his problem earlier in the year where he went 1-2 and forgot what came after. Had to be told it was actually 3, came after 2.
Yes, well, I've seen Bobby in many states that he didn't even know his name on the field at times, so counting to 3 is a mean feat for Bobby.
All right, we got half-time there. Probables up 10-5. Nice close battle. Some pretty good rugby being played for boys that very early. Small guy? Yeah, no idea. I saw him walking around earlier, I had no idea. I only got 115 and even 115 from.
We might flick now to the halftime highlights, and Shane and I can go and have a rest our vocal cords for a couple of minutes. We'll be back with you shortly.
They need that one more forward pod.
Oh, great run there.
Milky.
Milky. Oh, well done, Josh Phillips. It's first points there for the Probables team.
If they can just hold on to a couple of them, they'll be really looking well. Shawnee Warhope on the front foot
Very
there.
strong run.
Very hard to stop her from 5 metres out.
Slow ball.
Yeah, great ball there.
Good vision.
Great vision, great ball, just perfect.
Let's watch that again.
They need that one more forward pod.
Great run there.
Milky.
Milky. Oh, well done, Josh Phillips. It's first points there for the Probables team.
If they can just hold on to a couple of them, they'll be really looking well. Shawnee Warhope on the front foot
Very
there.
strong run.
Very hard to stop her from 5 metres out.
Slow ball.
Yeah, great ball there.
Good vision.
Great vision, great ball. Just perfect.
Let's watch that again.
They need that one more forward pod.
Great run there.
Milky.
Milky. Oh, well done, Josh Phillips. It's first points there for the Probables team.
If they can just hold on to a couple of them, they'll be really looking well. Shawnee Warhope on the front foot
Very
there.
strong run.
Very hard to stop her from 5 metres out.
Slow ball.
Yeah, great ball there.
Good vision.
Great vision, great ball. Just perfect.
Let's watch that again.
They need that one more forward pod.
Great run there.
Milky.
Milky. Oh, well done, Josh Phillips. It's first points there for the Probables team.
If they can just hold on to a couple of them, they'll be really looking well. Shawnee Warhope on the front foot
Very
there.
strong run.
Very hard to stop her from 5 metres out.
Slow ball.
Yeah, great ball there.
Good vision.
Great vision, great ball. Just perfect.
Let's watch that again.
They need that one more forward pod.
Great run there.
Milky.
Milky. Oh, well done, Josh Phillips. It's first points there for the Probables team.
If they can just hold on to a couple of them, they'll be really looking well. Shawnee Warhope on the front foot
Very
there.
strong run.
Very hard to stop her from 5 metres out.
Slow ball.
Yeah, great ball there.
Good vision.
Great vision, great ball. Just perfect.
Let's watch that again.
They need that one more forward pod.
Great run there.
Milky.
Milky. Oh, well done, Josh Phillips. It's first points there for the Probables team.
If they can just hold on to a couple of them, they'll be really looking well. Shawnee Warhope on the front foot
Very
there.
strong run.
Very hard to stop her from 5 metres out.
Slow ball.
Yeah, great ball there.
Good vision.
Great vision, great ball. Just perfect.
Let's watch that again.
They need that one more forward pod.
Great run there.
Milky.
Milky. Oh, well done, Josh Phillips. It's first points there for the Probables team.
If they can just hold on to a couple of them, they'll be really looking well. Shawnee Warhope on the front foot
Very
there.
strong run.
Very hard to stop her from 5 metres out.
Slow ball.
Yeah, great ball there.
Good vision.
Great vision, great ball. Just perfect.
Let's watch that again.
They need that one more forward pod.
Great run there.
Milky.
Milky. Oh, well done, Josh Phillips. It's first points there for the Probables team.
If they can just hold on to a couple of them, they'll be really looking well. Shawnee Warhope on the front foot
Very
there.
strong run.
Very hard to stop her from 5 metres out.
Slow ball.
Yeah, great ball there.
Good vision.
Great vision, great ball. Just perfect.
Let's watch that again.
They need that one more forward pod.
Great run there.
Milky.
Milky. Oh, well done, Josh Phillips. It's first points there for the Probables team.
If If they can just hold on to a couple of them, they'll be really looking well. Shawnee Warhope on the front foot
Very
there.
strong run.
Very hard to stop her from 5 metres out.
Slow ball.
Yeah, great ball there.
Good vision.
Great vision, great ball, just perfect.
Let's watch that again.
They need that one more forward pod.
Great run there.
Milky.
Milky. Oh, well done, Josh Phillips. It's first points there for the Probables team.
If they can just hold on to a couple of them, they'll be really looking well. Shawnee Warhope on the front foot
Very
there.
strong run.
Very hard to stop her from 5 metres out.
Slow ball.
Yeah, great ball there.
Good vision.
Great vision, great ball, just perfect.
Let's watch that again.
They need that one more forward pod.
Great run there.
Milky.
Milky. Oh, well done, Josh Phillips. It's first points there for the Probables team.
All right, and welcome back for the second stanza of the game. Nice kick off there by Nigel Marr. Good contest in the air. Just a little sneaky knock on there.
We've got a few changing positions on the Probables team with Vinny go into halfback there. And Shawnee Warhope push into the centres. Much more structured play coming from the Probables in these last 20 minutes.
Yeah, very good. Some inside balls off the pods, setting up the play in the middle really well. I think it's opening up the space on the outside. Obviously, down this short side here, there's an overlap with a prop hanging out wide. There's always going to be where you're targeting. Johnny from Swamp Dogs, good run, hard to stop, open field. Great work there.
Good
by,
defence of Zach Phillips at the
Zach.
back. And lovely try in the
He's got
corner.
that down, yeah. Great try.
I'll call that a try, Frosty. I think he's done well.
Go to the TMO. We'll call that a try.
May have been a hint of a forward pass there.
Definitely got it down, bud. That was
Yeah.
terrific work by the work on the outside.
Yeah, certainly been practicing scoring in the corner. Fair bit of size about the Probables team now they put back on the field in this second half.
I think it's really brought forward their forward play. That's where that gap was opened up. It was all done in the middle. Those 3 or 4 phases, sucked in all the guys. There was a lonely old prop hanging out wide, and as a back, you just go, yep, this is where I'm going.
That's right. Identify those mismatches and really capitalise on those. So we've seen a shift in the Possibles team. We've got Zach Phillips dropping back to fullback and Nigel Marr up into 10. Let's see if Nigel can direct play and really get this Possibles team back on the board. Great bat back there by Rybo into the arms of Vinny. Now got a maul. And
Solid player, Johnny there from Swamp Dogs. Had a great season this year, first year in the NTIU.
he has done well. A few little inconsistencies in his game that will improve as he gets a bit more experience up here in the NT and just the conditions, I suppose. But he's certainly a very talented young man.
Here. Oh, yeah, Jarman had to hold on to that one.
Now this Possibles team really need to step up their game in the scrums in this second half. They were dominated towards the end of the first half, with the Probables team driving over for two tight heads.
I do like this change with Nigel and Drew in the combination at the 10-12, and I think Zach as a sweeping role at fullback will work between them. We'll see how we go here. And instead they just kick. Not what your coach wants to see in a trial match.
No, certainly not, and not directly to the fullback and straight down his throat. And it's fantastic for the opposing fullback and show his talents. However, not so great for the
good step there by
Possibles
Butcher.
team. Nice little inside ball to the best Crowley. And oh, look at him go.
He's got some steps in and inside.
Offload as well.
I taught him that backhand flick this year. He scored off one of those, so it was good to instill some knowledge into my son.
Oh, he's done well. He's really advanced the cause, and so there is Tane.
Oh, once again, Milky with that hard line.
They've really lifted the intensity of the Probables team, and nice little short kick from Robert Butcher through.
Yeah,
Put back on the toe again by
bad
Zach
bounce.
Phillips.
Good luck with the tackle here, boys. Good
Oh,
work,
well
Nigel.
done.
Well, really
Nigel
well done.
Maher forced the turnover.
And gets through. Oh, yep.
Solid run and solid defence there by Robert Butcher to throw Nigel over the sideline. Well, we're going a long way back for a knock on.
NTIU committee member Mick Bellis is watching. Obviously want to see how the Swampies boys go.
They've done well this evening, the Swampies boys. It's good to see them starting to field a solid A-grade team. Pick up the B-grade numbers next season and be a force to be reckoned with.
Been saying for a while, the NTIU without a strong six team, is just going to go backwards. So we need a strong Swamp Dogs, and I hope they just grow for years to come.
They certainly got the personnel out there to do it, and the player pool. They've got it all going out there, and new facilities and the likes. And it's a really top spot out there at the moment at Swampies.
Yeah, it's a good spot. The Swamp. It's they're doing a lot of good work there.
A solid run there from the Probables fullback.
Oh.
Yeah.
In normal NT rugby, that'd be a yellow. Definitely would have been gone.
Yeah, definitely. Slightly cynical, that one. Nigel, in all of his attempts, would never have made that to regain that ball.
I think he probably could have caught it. I think he strategically didn't want to catch it, because there would have been 70 metres of run there.
Nigel, in his current physique, has certainly got no more than 20 in him. Once again, we see the Probables in a fantastic attacking position here.
They've forgotten that you need the ball to be able to do the line out.
Minor details. The way their backline set up, I don't see them going wide. They're going to try and crash it through the middle by looks. If not, try and drive over it.
Good hands, whoever that was. Vinny's gone into half, looks like.
There's the best Crowley. He's done well. He's bounced out of 2 tackles. Voted a 3rd and a 4th.
Deceptively strong for a 50-kilo bloke.
Very hard to get hold of something that small.
Bloody Milky, always hiding behind guys, isn't he?
Loves creeping up behind him.
Nice flag work there.
Certainly need to see some strong attacking play here from the Possibles team. They lost another line out.
Good front foot ball. I want to set 1 or 2 more phases and they want to go the same way. We'll take advantage out wide. They've certainly made a difference since Vinny's gone into halfback for him for there.
Oh, it certainly has. A bit more structure around the ruck is what the Probables team needed. The Possibles seem to have lost their way slightly in the latter half of the first half and certainly struggling to put any phases together here in the second.
Just notice on the live stream we've got one of the fellas that can talk the most amount of crap out of anyone is watching, so it's good to see him.
Milky, he's on the field.
No, he's on the field. No, the second guy, he might have moved away last year. Loves the story.
Oh, it's been so quiet without him. I'd forgotten all about him. Oh.
Yeah, yep. That's obviously Chris McPherson we're talking about. He just loved to talk to him.
Oh,
Could talk underwater.
oh, the stories. He would have loved being up here this season with the live stream and the commentary we've got. It would have been right up his alley. G'day to Chris down there in the central coast of New South Wales. Loving life, I'm sure.
And I hope you stay down there.
That makes 2 of us.
It's back to the rugby. Lineouts once again a bit scrappy. Ryan once again taking a little intercept, a little sneaky little bastard he is. He's always in and around that ball, isn't he?
Oh, he certainly is. It was a fantastic little clearing kick from him. Oh, and a fantastic first up tackle. Forces a knock on. He's gained his team 45 metres there with those 2 little plays.
Just a true Jack Russell of the game.
Exactly what you need from a halfback. He really has been one of the voices of the Cougars this season. Without Ryan there, it is very quiet.
He did take out the A-grade best and fairest for the Cougars this year, so very well received. Good amongst the culture for the guys too. I think you need one of those guys amongst the club. Eric Erickson was always good at it. Just one of the guys that everyone just loves to take the piss out of and can just rib everyone.
That's right. Every club needs those players. And
Good short side play here. Just couldn't quite hold on to it. The counter attack's on. I think should have gone the hands there. They had plenty of space out there.
Going back to play the touch on the 40-metre line. There's probably not as big a contingency from the premiers this year in the Mozzie squad so far, and the possibles and probables, and a few notable players missing.
Your Belly and Setter obviously missing. There's a few others that are obviously injured, sitting in the stand drinking beers with us. There's a few guys from South missing, so it's interesting to see.
They had a very strong season this season. It was certainly the biggest challenge for Cougars coming into the final was to try and knock off South, and unfortunately couldn't get there in the end.
Yep.
It was the only one of the finals that Cougars didn't make it home for.
It was always going to be a tough battle for them, and unfortunately just once again, finals, it's all about how you come on the day, and unfortunately Cougars didn't quite come on the day, and it was open out wide there.
Oh, Caleb Nicky with a bit of pace.
Oh,
good tackle. Some solid defence down on the sideline. We've got no half.
Jarman's done well to hold it there. Good work by Caleb.
Good ball retention. They probably didn't deserve to retain that ball there.
Got
the
to slow
Possibles
it down,
team.
Reset it.
It's a strong run there from the number 8.
Not the guy you want to be hitting up one off a ruck.
Not quite sure Nigel wanted that ball either. Strong run there from Drew. However, he's passed the ball to his opposite number.
Vinny's going to go down the short side. Good option.
Oh, unlucky.
Bit dewy on the ground there, a bit slippery.
As it started to cool down, it'll only start to get greasier and greasier. Lacking a lot of structure here, the Possibles team. A lot of forwards strewn out to the blind side and hands on knees.
And that'll be quarter time.
Oh, you just hit replay. So that's 3/4 time here in the Possibles and Probables match, the Mosquitoes 15s campaign.
Joe Abbott really cycling through the players and the combinations there. Really wants to have a look at how people can work with each other, how they're playing in the different structures. So far, I think there's plenty of good structure to look for. I think Joe's going to be pretty happy with it. I just think it's getting quite scrappy in stages, so I think they've just got to, both teams have got to just calm it down, get a few of the forwards coming into the middle, and then they can look it out wide after that. Thankfully, we now have Jimmy doing some player interviews with the South boys that we were talking about, who are sinking piss in the grandstand instead of playing. So Jimmy, over to you for your Dorset turns.
Yeah, thanks Shane. Sitting in the grandstand here at Land Rover Rugby Park, and we can hear I think it's firecrackers maybe going over there at on the hockey turf, and looks like the TIO Stadium 2 lights are on, and I've got with me here a couple of the boys from the grand final winning team. Oh, we're on camera too. Should have put the beers down. Brett Joyce and David Boyle. Bretty.
How are you, mate? Good to be here. Good game out there, footy. How are you?
And first season in Darwin, mate. Did you enjoyed the rugby?
Yeah, no, it was good. It's good. Good comps out there. Pretty, yeah, bit physical, bit different. Bit different anywhere else. The weather was a lot to get used to, but yeah, no, enjoyed it.
It's been a few years since you've had a run, and tell us a bit about where you're from and your rugby career to date.
Yeah, all right. So from New Zealand, played for the Palmy Boys first 15. Then went over to Canberra, played a bit with the Ace Town 20s, and then end up having a year and a half off, and then came back up here and had a bit of a run up here for the South. It was a good year.
And what have you done to your right hand there?
Yeah, so broke the old wrist.
Monsoons?
No, it wasn't on this occasion. No, this was done against Dragons one game about 8 weeks ago. So I broke it in 3 places. So surgery done. So now I'm stuck in a cast for the next 6 weeks. So happy days.
And mate, we're going to see you in 2019 in the red and green.
Working with the missus. I'm waiting for a sponsor to fight for me for rugby, but I'll be down in Perth at this stage. But yeah, hopefully 2020.
Enjoy Perth. There'll be no FIFO. And on my left, dual Eric Johnson medalist, premiership winning coach 2016, and finally a premiership winning player in 2018, David Boyle. Welcome, Boyle. Mate, have you ever pulled on a Mozzies jersey? You've been invited by a few Mozzie coaches in recent years.
Yeah, no. Unfortunately, I haven't had the opportunity. I suppose injuries and whatnot. But no, the boys looking good. Nick there tonight. They've looked to have a very strong squad out there, and they should compete really well in a couple of weeks.
And mate, you're a back row. Who's stood out tonight in the back row for both teams?
Yeah, the Swampies number 7, Johnny, the Fijian guy, he's been outstanding there tonight, playing really well. It'll be a really good battle between himself and Bobby Nurse for that 7 shirt. I'm sure they'll manage to squeeze the two of them in that back row somewhere. So it looks like a super competitive squad.
And I believe Frankie Kiatau will be having a run in the trial game number 2 next week, and as mentioned before, Toby George and Catherine is coming up with a bus load, so there's going to be some more good footy next week.
Yeah, it's good to see Toby making the trip up and bringing some Catherine boys with him. Toby be keen to get in the squad, and he'll be up against some tough opposition next week with Frankie. I think he was South's Players Player this year, Player of the Year. An outstanding season at 8 for us. So,
MVP and Players Player.
Super competitive there.
And mate, in the sheds after the grand final, there was a bit of chat that your boots were hanging on a hook above the trophy. Mate, I think are we safe to say we'll see you running around again in 2019?
As you well know, James, retirement doesn't count for much in South Darwin, you know. How many times have you retired at this stage?
8.
Yeah, I think
Chad Mum 9.
Yeah, I think Gavin Needham is in double figures, so you don't go throwing statements around like that in the South dressing room.
Yes, Evan Needham first retired in 2005, believe it or not, when South won the GF. And we've got the last quarter about to kick off. Thanks, fellas, and we'll have a chat again next Thursday.
Thanks, Jimmy.
All right, thanks Jimmy and the lads for the chat there. It was good to get a bit of different insight. Got the game going again here. Nigel's got a bit of space. Yep, good ball. It's open out in the wide here. Ryan, Caleb, Nicky use a bit of space. Good step in and away, taking it to ground. We got Joe Albert for a quick chat for the last quarter. How are you finding them playing out there so far, Joe?
Mate, I'm pretty impressed with it all. You know, there's some quality boys out there and a lot of talent. So, you know, the big thing is to give everybody an opportunity, and you know, there's a lot of boys standing up. So it's going to be tough making a decision at the end, but that's what we want.
And that's what we were talking about earlier. It's good to have a game now where you can see that guys, they know they're not just going to walk into the team. It's really going to be having to earn your jersey at the moment. I can't see too many positions there where there isn't two absolutely quality players. That's going to be a really tough decision for you.
That's totally right, mate. And I think having our open sessions, and I'm really excited about the guys that probably wouldn't get a look normally or just on the fringes. They're the ones that are really excited and working hard, and that's what we want to promote. Want to get out of the attitude that, you know, it's all sewing up. Boys have to work, and that's what we want going down into Adelaide's competition.
Pretty impressed with the Probables forward pack there. Obviously, you're looking to get a structure where they can set in tight, really suck those players in before they do look to go wide.
Yeah, that's right, mate. So they've both got different patterns that we're possibly looking at coming into once we settle on one team. And you know, at the end of the day, you can't really make a pattern until you know what players you got. So no, I think they're doing really well at it, and yeah, we want to make sure we've got the right pattern for this tournament going ahead to give ourselves the best chance to be explosive down south. And
just lastly, good to get a couple of the under-18s players there in Caleb Nicky and Trey Crowley, and a couple of the other guys there coming through the system. Good to have some young kids and some youth in amongst the group.
Mate, although our vision is for this tournament down south, there's a bigger picture in play. So it's a 3-year plan, and hey, they may be too young for this year. We don't want to push young players too early, but you'll never find a diamond in the rough unless you search for it, you know. So the other idea is the development platform we want to achieve. So everybody in here is soaking up the environment and the program that we've got, and hopefully that helps them moving forward. If not this year, the next couple.
100%. Thanks very much for your time, mate, and all the best for the year and the season ahead with the Mozzies.
Thank you very much, Crowley.
Some good play there, a couple of the young guys. Trey almost got on the outside. Good defence by Caleb. Oh, good hands, Jarman, and got the backhand flip if they can get it. Oh, just couldn't get it. He's come back on the inside here. Great run on the inside. Good defence there by Trey. And they've come back to the blind. Good sight. Open out wide. Yeah. I would have called it territory flat, but we'll go with forward. Good to see former Mosquito and now lives in New South Wales, Luke Reeves, watching the game. Former South player. Brad Hunt, the South coach, is also watching. Must be enjoying Jimmy Dadassel and his dulcet tones in the grandstand.
Jimmy's to put the shout out to all the people that he would consider friends to jump on and just listen to him. I see there's only 2 that have popped up.
Shit, that's 2 more than me.
He's doing well.
Yeah.
Jimmy's much smarter though. We don't see Jimmy's face plastered over every...
Oh no, the quarter break, we had his face plastered all over. It was beautiful. Zoomed right in.
That's all right. Would have been past dinner time though, so that's a good thing. So it's not there in the middle of the cricket, middle of the footy,
sure it was past 8 o'clock.
Middle of Ninja Warrior.
Yeah.
Middle of everything.
Good run there by Vinny. Brought in a few extra players. They've got to go back to the blind here, set it up for one, knock it on, and go back to a scrum, which they will most likely win again. It's always handy having that front foot scrum. You know, okay, I'm going to knock the ball on. We'll get the ball back.
Makes it so good, especially just how dominant the Probables scrum has been this evening. It's
as a halfback, putting the ball in, you know, there's a possibility you're going to lose it. The only thing you can do is try and get as far into the second rower's feet as you can and hopefully kick it out as quickly as you can. Holding in like that is not what you want. You just want to get it in and out as quickly as you can. Good work by Ryan.
That's good meters being made there by the halfback.
There's plenty of open space there. Too late now. The Probables side have reassembled their defensive line. I don't think they're just going to have to set one or two more up.
Oh, there's another territory flat ball.
I believe Wise has got to learn it's got to go backwards. I think he's trying to watch rugby league too much where it's, you know, entitled to go forward.
That's exactly right. Jared Hayne has never caught a ball that far forward.
Sorry about that, Morgan. It's always important to make sure that you're rehydrated in the commentary box. We're big believers, not only are the athletes on the field, but the athletes are in the grandstand. You must always stay hydrated.
Certainly takes a lot out of you trying to commentate a game and just keep abreast of all the things that are happening on the field. It's almost as intense as it is being down there in the scrum as it's being forced backwards, like it is now.
Yeah, good run. If Piasa can release it, I think he should have held on to that. I thought
he should have held on, had a half-ass grab at that one.
Yeah, I think it was good hands by Piasa. There's not much he could have done with that. Oh, big bad Turk Adams, former Cougars and player from back in the 90s and probably even earlier than that. Good to have you on board, mate. Watching NT Rugby still. Sure, the Possibles are really looking forward to this scrum again. They've been doing so well with them so far.
They have done so well. They're giving up a fair bit in size, the Possibles team. Just at a glance, it's probably 200 kilos at least, I'd say. It's a big differential.
Yeah, all day, sir.
Certainly a relieving call there for the Possibles team. Zach will punch it down into the corner and hope that they can go for a pushover.
Not one to talk too badly about the refs, especially like we were talking about earlier, but how the hell do they know that a dominant scrum was trying to wheel it? Why would you try and wheel a dominant scrum?
Well, it certainly is a difficult call to make, and not being a front rower or not being in pretty much any scrum, I always find it a mystery as to how they come at the calls. But if you're on the right end of it, you're more than happy. If you're on the other end, then yeah, that's the worst call in the world. So,
bit of balking there, but got away with it, luckily. Good ball from the half. Out to Drew with a bit of space. Yep, good option.
Thought he had the speed to hit the hole. Unfortunately, he didn't.
Not sure who the 24 was. I think he was almost trying to score the try before he got the ball in his hands first.
All looks a bit dishevelled and a bit disjointed for the Possibles team here. They really need to step things up in the last 8 minutes of the game. not that they're too far out of it. They've done well to hang on as well as they have.
I think so. Probables have been definitely the dominant team the whole game. The structure after the first 10 minutes, once they really got into their own, their structure's been really strong. Good forward play and just releasing on the outside after that happened.
It really does highlight just how good it is to play off the back of a dominant scrum.
Once again, released on the outside. Inside ball would be on there. He's taken in himself.
Flick pass
ball.
into the best, Crowley.
Yes.
He's put it on the toe a little bit too far, I think. Probably didn't mean for it to go quite as far as that.
Yeah, he didn't have the speed. I thought he probably needed to just put a grubber down.
Certainly did.
Good 5-10 metre grubber, just get him in front of Caleb there. It's a good battle between the 218s, really, on the wings here.
Fantastic. And here we'll see it
And
again.
here we go. Once again, Jarman just not handling
Play
his
on.
balls.
And here we have the 18s again, face off against one another.
Yeah, good work, Caleb. Oh, he's called that knock on. Just let it play, sir.
I really like seeing these young fellas just having a crack and backing their abilities. That's fantastic to see.
Yeah, it's. I remember one game earlier this year. Trey got in the in goal and he said, "Put it down, put it down, put it down." Keeps running. Put it down. Yeah, put it down. All right, kick it out of your 22. Keeps running. Right, maybe just keep going. Okay, and just went the whole length of the field and scored a try. Yep, well done. 18-year-old youth.
That's it. Nothing quite like confidence of youth. I think I can still do that. The body doesn't agree. The mind does.
It's just like watching Ninja Warrior, really. I reckon I could do that course every day of the week.
It appears that Frosty's blown the pee out of that.
Oh, solid contact.
Not only solid, no arms in that tackle at all. It was late.
I'll play it downfield. No yellow by the looks of it.
Ryan McMurray struggling to get back to his feet there after that hit.
Yeah, numbers here. Draw and pass, out on the outside, use the speed.
Oh, Rappo,
and
been
get
caught by
them down.
Davey Taylor. Nice
Davey
pop back
Taylor,
on the inside.
Yeah.
Well done. Are we going to call a try?
Oh, he's called held up.
Let's just watch that again. I think it's a fantastic passage of play not to watch the replay. And here we see Rappo unleashes. Thought he had the speed. A little Davey Taylor's got him by the coattails and brought him down.
Oh, you can see definitely there he's got it down.
Oh, from this angle, it's hard to tell. But
Don't let the truth get in the way of a good story.
certainly not. It'd be much better to have the scoreline slightly closer in the games, but
I think Possibles will be happy here to have another scrum. 5 metres out attacking. They should be able to possibly get it out on their own 22
That's
and
right.
release it out wide.
as you can see, Zach's shifted back into 10 again. He set very deep, well aware that the scrums have been going backwards. Inside ball there to Drew, who's pulled up slightly short.
I think Nigel's got about 45 metres of open space on the left wing here if they can get it to him.
He'd need about every metre of that too to get over the line.
Yeah. No, he's already starting on the try line to get it.
Oh,
And just
lovely
nudge it
run
over.
there. Who's that? Rybo, was it? Can't quite tell who that was. It was a fantastic line. We'll watch a replay.
Let's just call it full time too. Frosty's a bit premature. Called it a bit premature.
Yes, well, it was a beautiful line there. Score that try. Over unopposed almost.
Yeah, Frosty, apologies there during the replay. He has called time 3 minutes early, but no, it was a good game, I think. I think rugby was the winner on the day. Thought it was a good team atmosphere.
Certainly was. There's plenty of talent out there that we can certainly pick from moving forward into the representative season. And
The good thing for Joe Albert is there's no easy picks really across the whole board.
not at all. Every position was well contested there this evening, and there's a great hit out in the 10 and 9 positions as well, right the way through the back lines. There's some solid front rowers, and I think the Probables team won the scrum. It'd be hard to sort of to deny how cohesive they were as a forward pack this evening.
Yeah, and I think there's a couple of the boys in the possibles that in the backs that will really be vying for their spots. I think Caleb there, he had a cracker of a game under some backward ball. And the standouts, who'd you have as the standouts for the day?
It'd be hard to go past Johnny from Swamp Dogs there on the flank for the Probables team. Milky had a very good game, I must admit. It's hard for me to throw his name in the ring, but he did play extremely well.
I thought Drew Tobin was strong. One of those players that just goes unheralded, the amount of work he does that you don't notice, and a guy going forward all day just makes life a lot easier.
That's right. And Vinny done well in the Probables team. Well, started out in the centres and really guided the ship as he stepped into halfback as well. So from that, no, I can't pick any one player, but there's certainly a lot of men that stepped up this evening.
Well, I think that'll pretty much do us for tonight. Thanks for tuning in. No chat on the Facebook, so would have really appreciated a little bit more banter, but that's right. You can give it to us next trial game we got.
That's right. Oh, thanks very much for joining us this evening, and as I said, jump on the Mozzies 15s campaign Facebook site and follow the boys campaign as we march towards the Minor States Championship.
Thank you.